Welcome to Blue Friday Bets, the only Seahawks only gambling show in the multiverse. I'm your host, Clinton Bonner. I am joined by my good buddy, Adam Emmerich, and this is part of the Seahawkers Podcast Network. If you don't know Blue Friday Bets and you're like, I don't know if I'm into gambling, worry not, right, Adam? We're going to look at some bets and picks and parlays. But Adam, isn't this just another way to raise the hawkra, to examine the Buccaneers coming to Seattle and to look at a big game that we got coming up tomorrow?
1,000%. And it's interesting when you go through the odds and you start doing the exercise, you figure out real quickly what you actually believe in terms of what's going to happen in this game and what you don't when you start putting like dollar bills towards it. And I find the exercise to be, even if you're not a gambling person, because I'm personally not. And I learned about some of this stuff listening to Bill Simmons over the years with Cousin Sal and doing Guess the Lines. And with no interest in gambling, and here in Montana, obviously we can't do it anyways, so what's the point? But I did find that there's useful information in it, so maybe you will as well. And this is an interesting week, Clinton. We got Blue Friday Bets on a Saturday.
Careful.
And and this is a game that I think I've heard a zillion different opinions about what this is going to look like out there. And I'm curious if some of your opinions match up with mine after now simmering on it, looking at the odds, and starting to see where you want to put your money.
Yeah, so we're going to go into all that. And if you don't know the show, stick around, because at the very end, we have our Fail Mary, and I'll take a victory lap in a second. Adam knows why we'll be doing that. Before we do that, a reminder to like and subscribe. We are still, I'd say, valiantly battling back the algorithmic overlords on the YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Seahawkers Podcast. When you like, when you subscribe, when you comment, when you hype, it does help. And you know what? We're doing these shows 5-6 times a week. It's always unique Seahawks content. So if you could lend a hand that away, we would certainly appreciate it. So, all right, Adam, I like to put out the YouTube, the YouTube polls, and very often we try to make sure that they kind of lead into the show we might be doing, whether that's What If Preview or a crossover show or a flagship, or if we're doing Blue Friday Bets. So I put this out a couple days ago, nearly 500 votes out there now. I said on the season, Darnold has exactly 100 pass attempts, 25 per game. He's about 70% completion. Versus the Bucs, where do you expect Sam to be? So we had three choices: under 24 attempts, between 24 and 29, and then over 30. And 3/4 of the flockers out there think he's going to be between 24 and 29. What do you think, bud?
It's interesting because I believe this all comes down to how stubborn is Clint Kubiak. This is the stubborn test game to me in terms of how close he'll stick to your philosophy. So I watched the Bucs and the Eagles game, and I watched probably the best running team in all of football, the Philadelphia Eagles, absolutely struggle to get going. Saquon got nothing going. Jalen was able to get a few yards with his legs, but usually that was in scramble drill stuff, but in designed run stuff, it just really wasn't there. So I think that it's going to be tough sledding statistically for the running backs in this game. But with that said, does that mean Clint Kubiak shifts away from that and maybe we see Sam Darnold go over 30 pass attempts? Or does that mean that he's going to stick with it and these backs are going to get their touches no matter what, because it's more about the act of doing it than the yards themselves? Because it's just, in my opinion, yards don't matter. And at the end of the day, then Sam falls between that 24 to 29. I tend to agree with the little flockers here. I think the Cubes is stubborn. I don't think he's going to get outside his lane. I think we're going to see it right in that 24 to 29. I'd go up to 30. I like where you broke it down. 24 to 30.
I had some people like in the comments that were like, 29 exactly. I'm like, well, okay, 29 is part of that middle one. Like, I say between, I know words matter, but that's in the middle. The funny part for me, I put this poll out, and this was before the pass attempts were out there by Vegas. So I was just like, thumb to the wind. This is, I think, a cool breakdown of where it might go. And Vegas has it at 30.5 attempts. So it's right there.
Oh, okay.
So it's right there. So it'll be really interesting to see. I think it portends better for us if Sam ends up at 27, 28, does not have to be at 34, 32. I think that's a better for our deal, and we shall see. Now, can we do it? I think it's going to be very, very interesting to check out. So again, we put those out on YouTube. So you know the drill, everybody. For folks, we were asked recently by some flockers saying, hey, put some graphics back up. Remind us about the show. So very, very quickly, we're going to go through 4 bets each. 3 of them are $10 a pop. And then the last bet we call the Fail Mary, has to be plus 1,200 or longer odds to qualify. And then most money wins for the week, or least amount of money lost. Sometimes Adam is the winner. But Adam, do you happen to recall who won last week? Is that
Well, let's see. I'm going to check with me. I did not. I think that was you again. Yeah.
Yes, it was me again.
Congratulations and screw you. But that's great.
That's totally cromulent. I understand that.
Yeah.
I would say my most proud bet, as you might imagine, for the first time in 84 years, it's been 84 years, I hit a Fail Mary. I hit my Fail Mary, which was A.J. Barner first quarter touchdown for plus 2,200. That helped me a lot, helped our Seahawks even more. And that's why we do the show, because it's all about the Hawkra. All right, I am ready to hop into. So I win last week. It's golf rules. I got the tee box, and I'm going to take it away. Sound good?
Do it.
All right. So I think it was 2 weeks ago, pretty sure. I think the New Orleans game. I had a little hankering, I need a little more cowbell in my life. I need a little more JSN in my life, and not just yards, not just receptions, but I wanted a JSN touchdown. Adam, I'm feeling it again. Last time I bet it, it was plus 120. The odds makers say a little less likely than last time. JSN, anytime touchdown, plus 125. To me, this is just law of averages. He gets the vast majority, or he gets the most amount of targets. He has the most amount of receptions. That's not changing anytime soon. This is just he gets the lion's share of these balls from Sam Darnold. So I like his chances to get back in the end zone at plus 125. What do you think?
The only pushback I'd have on this is just kind of watching a little bit of Bucs football. It's not like they're giving up a lot of long explosives for touchdowns. And when it came down to the red zone, they were pretty stingy. I understand that their red zone defensive percentage is 60%, so not bueno. But they look tough in the little bit that I watched. So it makes me wonder, like, hey, are we going to stick to our guns down in the red zone and run the football as Kubiak has? Or are you going to be able to get one of those to pop with JSN? I kind of like the notion that he's due, because it does feel like he's due.
Yeah.
So plus 125, not crazy odds one way or the other. A little better than even money. So this is a tough bet for me, or a tough week for me to bet. So I can see where you're going here, and also feel uncomfortable with it all at the same time.
That sounds like my junior high school. All right, so with that, talking about uncomfortable, you've got a name. What's your first bet? Which listeners of the podcast, Seahawkers podcast, might be like, really? Adam's going there. That's interesting. So why don't you take it away, bud?
Yeah. So I got Cup to have 4+ receptions at minus 149, and this is just kind of my first bet out of the gate, kind of a safety. And you're going to see a theme with the majority of my bets here. And we talked about this a little bit with the Bucs guys when we did Behind Enemy Lines. If you haven't checked that out, go back and watch that. Some great insight about the Bucs from those fellows right there. But one of the things we agreed on was just how abysmal the Bucs seem to be at covering the middle of the field, and not just their linebackers, but overall. And I think that that's a place that Cup likes to work. And we've seen him have a lot of success there. I think he can work himself into those little zones and trick the linebackers and all that good stuff. So I think Cup's going to be involved this week, and it's going to look good in terms of targets and receptions. I don't see a lot of explosives in his future. That's fine. I just need 4+ receptions at minus 149. Get me on the board this week.
Marlon's saying minus
Understood.
149 seems a little low, so he wants a little bit more juice for that. I guess the other way to look at that too, Marlon, is that, hey, Vegas clearly thinks he's going to catch 5, catch 5+. So I think it's a safe bet for sure. And that's why it's minus 149. With that, you said it, man, like Levante David, Servassier Dennis, they are down now. They're probably moving their nickel, which might have been, their slot guy, which might have been on Cup. I think his name's Parrish, right? Playing really, really well. He's probably going to go outside. We don't know, but they're down so many outside corners too. And he's a good player. So what are you going to do? Not put him on JSN if he's your best corner? Like, good luck. So we'll see how that all kind of what it all adds up to. But I do think it adds up to opportunity over the middle of the field. So definitely don't hate it. I'm with Marlon a bit that at minus 149, you'd like a little more juice, but it's also nice to get on the board. Speaking of getting on the board, we got GG Gambling Goat in here saying, just stopping by to give you guys some money. Good luck and go Hawks, fellas. I mean, could that be a better chat? What do you think?
No, that's perfect. And so gambling, I'm sorry that I already took that $4.99 and blew it on a cup bet. So it's already gone. Yeah.
2 cups, one slot, and away we go. By the way, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Because I must say, I'll put it back on screen. I purposely put Cooper Cup on there, and I was like, maybe he'll Ron Burgundy this thing. Nope. He just said Cup. You didn't take the bait.
No, it's funny too, because Brittany is not a football person, and so, but she has to listen to it all the time because I'm a jerk. So she has heard me talk about Cup through the offseason and all that. And now she's been hearing everybody else talk about Cup, whether it's broadcasters or other podcasters or whoever, right?
Yeah.
And the other day she walked in and she's just like, they can't do it. It's like name Tourette's. They can't say just his last name or his first name. It's always Cooper Cup, isn't it? And I'm like, it is. She's like, it's annoying. I can't unhear it. And that's how it is for me.
Always Cooper Cup. And we got Charlie coming in, Malberg, a member out on YouTube. Thank you for the podcast. Thank you, Charlie.
What up, Charlie?
Yeah, buddy says, do they even have a corner right now? Yeah, they've got some. They've got, and I know what you're saying.
Antoine Winfield's a corner.
Yeah, Antoine Winfield's pretty darn good. And Junior's pretty good too. So Charlie, thank you, bud. We appreciate you being a member out there as well, man. Thank you. All right, so let's take it to bet number 2. That's back over to me. All right, so I've won this bet a couple times in a row. This kind of structured bet. And what I do is I go out and I look at what Vegas thinks both quarterbacks are going to be for yards. And then I tease them both down, but I combo them. So I did it again. It's been working. Darnold and Baker, if they go 200 plus yards each, okay, it's not total each, I get to plus money, or just, it's plus 102. So whatever, break even money. But I don't see a world where both these running schemes and teams, what they want to go do with Bucky Irving out, and the Bucs defense just kind of probably going to bottle us up pretty good. They're a good run defense, and we're a good run defense. But these are good offenses also. They're at least average to above average offenses. So where's it going to come from, Adam? I don't know. 200 yards is not that much nowadays. It's going to be a bright, sunny day out there. Not too much wind, just beautiful, beautiful early October weather. I think this one hits, dude. I like this combination. I liked it better than the other ones. I had a Murray one like this and a Spencer Rattler one like this that both hit. This one I think I like best.
Well, you deserve to lose one of these if you're betting on Kyler Murray and Spencer Rattler at points here. Like, gross. GR double gross, man. But I look at this number, and it is so low that it makes me go, yeah, okay, I'm on board. And then there's the other half of me that thinks about Baker Mayfield's plight in this game. In no Bucky Irving, you're going to a plotting back. You only have 3/5 of your starting offensive line. The right side doesn't look great. The Seahawks have been smothering in run defense. I don't see that changing against this squad with this personnel in this scheme. So not a lot of support out of the run game. And then you got to go out there and operate the passing game without Mike Evans and a receiving core that couldn't get open to save their life against the Eagles, against a somewhat depleted Seahawks secondary. I get it.
Yeah.
But look, Darnold, Baker, Goff, Geno, any of the zombie resurrected quarterbacks.
Mac Jones?
Okay.
He played Thursday. He did.
Sure. I'm going to continue to not give him an ounce of credit until he's finally out of the league and selling insurance where he belongs. But at the end of the day, they all need a specific kind of formula to succeed. And that is being able to play good defense, run the football, play action, and have a really good receiver or two. And right now, Baker's without a lot of those things. And so I think this is going to be a bit of a struggle for him on Sunday. And to get to 200 plus, could he do it? Sure. If they're going to have any success, it's going to have to be this. But I'm kind of worried for his deal in this game.
I'd be thrilled if this misses, and it's because Baker misses. I think we've had a good Sunday. So, it's one of those I'd sign for that and just hand the $10 over, worth my $10
yeah.
For that one. I still think that he'll, at the very, very least, compile his way down here. And if they're down, let's say they're down 10 points, 14 points, they need to throw. I think he's gonna get this easily. If
Yeah,
it's just
garbage
kind of,
time could kill me on that one.
for sure. If it's just a regular old game and they just can't run the ball, but they got to throw to be successful, again, 200 is not a lot. So I like
It's
it.
not.
And 1.2, when it was Rattler, I think I had it down at 150 yards. And then with Murray, I think I had it at 175. So it's been, just manipulating those dials. It's been winning for me. So I like it. All right. You got a bet two as well. You're going, this is funny. You got Cup on one. Now you got another dude that you don't normally go to, but you must be feeling something.
Yeah, it's pick a back, any back when it comes to scoring in the red zone. Kubiak has been, I'd say, consistent in his ability to get the ball to the backs down low there. And I don't know how many touchdowns Sharps has on the year, but he's been fine in the end zone. K9's been fine in the end zone. You got to pick one or the other. This feels like more of a Sharps game to me, just because you're really going to be looking to get those 2-yard runs instead of negative 1-yard runs. And even if you don't pop the 40-yarder, that's okay. Just getting those yards that were either minus or just net neutral running plays into small positives, I think is going to be a big leap for this run game. And I think Charbonnet is the guy for that. And I'm just guessing that they're going to use him a little bit more in this particular matchup than K9. It's been a guess all year. I think he's going to get some touches down near the red zone and get a score here. So Sharps with anytime TD score, and that's plus 125.
Two things that I think are that go your way. One, simple Hawkra, and one is just math. We've been good in the red zone this year, and good in the red zone and converting and getting points and scoring touchdowns. So the deep red zone, the black-purple deep red zone, whatever that part is, the 10-yard lin, it seems to be a little bit of Charbonnet territory. And he obviously had a touchdown last week to go up 24-6 versus the Cardinals before they called JSN for holding.
Bullshit.
As he got run over. That was still it's such a bad call. So those are, so Hawkra plus a little math says, hey, you might be right. Again, all good problems to have. I don't mind it whatsoever. You just kind of don't know whose day it might be, because sometimes it's like, okay, it's K9 day and he's getting it twice and Sam might sneak one in. Of course, it's high variance, it's touchdowns, but at plus 125, Charbonnet has proven that he does get the ball down there quite a bit. All right, so I'm going to take it to bet number 3. I got Sharps in bet number 3 also. And the way I'm taking this, just so careful. Everybody watching, be ready. This one's a little spicy. Look, there's a running back on the Buccaneers who is playing, who I think is good. It's not Rashad White. I don't think he's like terrible. I just don't think he's dynamic and really, really good. I actually like Sean Tucker. I've liked Sean Tucker for many, many years. And the Bucs fans that I know are like, when this dude gets the ball, 30-yard gashing plays. He's kind of a big bruiser, almost looks like a Mike Allstott out there, not quite as big. So I put a little something together. I got Sharps under 50.5 total yards. That's passing and receiving and rushing. And Sean Tucker to go 20-plus yards on the ground. I think he's going to get, 6, 7, 8 touches while Rashad gets the rest. Plus 147 for the combo. One little quiz for you. Do you know how many receptions Charbonnet has on the young season so far?
8.
He has 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just pulled the number out of my butt, so I don't know.
He's got 2. And it's not that he can't have a day where he has 3 tomorrow. That happens in football. But he's got 2. I think he's got 2 for 5 yards. So, I just, all the reasons we said earlier, I think it's going to be tough slaying for our Seahawks on the ground. And we have so many other options between Horton, between tight ends, between Cup, between JSN, that we're just, and we don't screen well. Lord knows we don't know how to screen still. That's funny. That thing's not fixed yet. So I put these 2 and 2 together. Gets me to plus 147. Got to root for a dirty Buccaneer. Don't love that. But 21 yards, and then I can stop rooting. How do you feel?
Yeah, that helps when you don't have to root for massive success for the opponent. No doubt about it. I don't know jack about Sean Tucker. He's
big. He's big. He's big and he's good.
Nice. Well, maybe. I mean, White's not good, and he can't beat him out for RB2. So, is he good? We'll find out. I think that part is interesting. It's going to be just how many touches does the guy get. I just don't think the Bucs are going to have really hardly any success on the ground whatsoever. The Sharps part of this, I like, because I do think yards wise, it's not going to be a huge day on the ground. I think touches wise, they're still going to get their touches, but I hate this because you're rooting against one of our own players, and that is bad Hakra by you. And while this bet, when I look at it, I like it because I think it's probably going to hit. I don't like it because boo on you for betting against one of our guys. Bad Hakra. Do better.
I'm not going to actively root against him. If he happens to break it, he breaks it. I'll be happy that he breaks it. I just don't think he will. And, stuff could be two things. It could be a canine day, or Horton could get out there and get 4 receptions. It's, I want the yards to go somewhere, and I certainly don't see it as zero sum. I get what you're getting at. And Dan came in and said, another member out on YouTube, thank you, Dan, says Sharp seems to be getting bottled up more and more. I don't know. I'm not sure if I see it that way. It's like some days he looks a little better. They're blocking it better. Some days when there's not a hole for Charbonnet, he's not creating something when nothing's there like K9 sometimes does. But I don't think I've seen like a huge variance in Charbonnet's game. How about you, Adam?
Me neither. I do find it interesting how much they're using him to the outside than trying to get him slashing inside. It just, style wise, that seems to be the way I would go. But I mean, Clint Kubiak obviously knows something I don't there. When it comes to Sharps, whether he's getting bottled up and is doing poorly or if he's doing well, look at the offensive line, and that's going to tell you how he should be doing, because you put it really well. He's not going to be creating something out of nothing. That's not Zach Charbonnet's game.
Right.
And, Ken can do that sometimes. That's just not for Charbonnet.
Right. And sometimes Ken goes backwards a little bit, and you deal with it, because another time he bounces outside for 21 yards where like him, Jahmyr Gibbs, and like dudes like Bucky Irving can make those plays. But Rashad White and Charbonnet, that's not what they do. That's it. You don't gotta, don't gotta
just different styles.
Dudes, they are just different styles. Now, your third down bet, Adam. I love this guy. Again, if Julian Love is my love on defense, this fella is my love on offense. Bet 3, take it away.
Well, Clinton, I have decided that we're turning this into the AJ Barner Bachelor Edition, because I'm going to be competing for his love, because I think I love him more than you do at this point. And we can whip it out and measure if you want, but like at the end of the day, I'm glad that we're both on board with this dude, because I love his overall game. I love what he's doing in this offense. I love that Clint Kubiak has looked at his tight ends and said, especially last game against the Cardinals, we're getting the ball in your guys' hands because you're talented, and it makes us that much tougher to defend. AJ Barner is a freaking beast, dude, and having more than 25 plus receiving yards against this linebacking core, that seems like a slam dunk to me for plus 137. I don't care what his yardage totals have been up to this point in the season. Yep. I saw the way that Kubiak decided it's time. We're getting these guys involved last week, and it's going to continue on because it's a great matchup for the Hawks this week.
For those in the chat, let's hear some yes or no, or like whatever, thumbs up, thumbs down. AJ Barner, Vegas has it at like the 18.5, which is like the break-even money. So do you think AJ Barner goes over 18.5? And do you think Adam gets this at 25 plus? The other reason that I love the dude. I know the volume is just not there, but also it's not there in games when Darnold's thrown the ball like 18 times. It's like, okay, cool. What happens when it is 28 times? What happens if it is 32 times? I don't expect AJ Barner to get 7, attempts at that point, 7 looks, but I do expect that to climb to 3, 4, maybe even 5. And if he's doing that, he also it's not like dink and dunk to the flat 2-yard Noah Fant stuff. This is stuff in motion. This is stuff with yak and down the seams. And you know how much I like this dude. So, we got Charlie Momberg saying over 50. He's going big dog style. And again, if you do partake in the gambling apps, that's your call, whether you do or don't. But the nice part is if you kind of have like, we want to go big dog like Charlie, 25 is at plus 137. You go like over 50, it's probably like plus 300 or something like that, which is fun. I saw Marlon say over.
What do you think, Clinton? I saw Hawk Blogger is trying to get a group think together on naming AJ Barner's touchdown Sully. The do you have a suggestion? Because
Well,
I do. I've got one.
Well, I think I've heard it. So, and I think I heard it and liked, but I thought I saw it in our Discord first. But go ahead, you go first, and then I'll tell you if that's the one I knew.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody else's suggestion for this, so
Okay,
I just saw the title. I think we should call it the Grizzly. Like, I mean, because he's out there like a bear, like raw, doing the thing, like swinging his arm. Yeah, let's call it the Grizzly. It's mean, it's fierce. Like, instead of the gritty, it's the Grizzly. Like, I think I like it. He hit the Grizz.
Hit the Grizz.
I'm into it.
And my one of my favorite sayings: if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly, right? So I do like that. I don't know if this was from the Hawk Blogger universe or not, but the one that I saw that I thought was kind of fun was the barnyard. So I'm not sure if that's what? The barnyard, because you're getting a yard plus. AJ barnyard.
Okay.
The barnyard.
Yeah, not a fan. I think we can do better. It doesn't have to be the Grizzly either, but I think we can do better.
I think the barnyard's kind of nice. It's a double entendre, as you might imagine, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Right? So, all right. So was there
it is.
So was there a third one on Hawk Blogger? Because I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't. I just saw that there was a title that he was kind of like crowdsourcing something, and it got me to thinking. I try not to watch too many other people's stuff, just so that I don't, absorb other people's takes. Just have my own.
I totally get that. We got with a couple of folks here. So the Hawkazord, kind of like a Charizard, kind of like a Pokemon. I think that's what Kendra's going with. So Hawkazord, and let's see. Barner is a healthy Disley. It's a strange
Faster
name.
One too.
Strange name for the play, Marlon. But hey, no, it's you're right. And I heard you say a faster one too. I think when Disley was his first year or two before the first knee injury, I think you're actually right. I'm thinking about it. Disley was a little bit slower. Barner's a bit more athletic. They both got those soft hands, man. They both have ability to get open. I really like AJ Barner's game. It's just rounding into such a good draft pick. All right. I'm going to go last because I won, so why not? And I hit the Fail Mary last week. Take your Fail Mary away. You're sticking with tight ends.
I'm sticking with tight ends, man. So I think that these guys are just going to be active all day. And the forgotten tight end, we never talk about him. Eric Saubert, he gets in there down on those goal line situations. I could see him leaking out, the defense forgetting about him. Darnold just whipping it over the top of the line down there on like a second and goal from the 2, and Saubert scores, and he has no definitive Sully other than me just dancing because I hit my Fail Mary.
So do you know why I like Eric Saubert in general?
I don't know. Maybe you have a soft spot for Eric's.
No. That's definitely not it. But I like him because he's way better than Pharaoh Brown. If you remember, just last year, right? Oh, Pharaoh Brown's going to come in, and Patriots fans are going, "Oh, you got a good one." And he's not just a blocker, but he's a really good blocker. But he's not just a blocker. You could use him in the game and it'll leak out and blah, blah, blah. And then he was like the worst tight end blocker. He did nothing. Saubert, at least I'm like, okay, beyond a willing blocker, sometimes a good blocker, sometimes a very good blocker. And so I like the dirty work the man is willing to do. And with Robbie Oots still on, the injured reserve, we are playing more 12 personnel. We are doing some 13 personnel and jumbo packages, etc. So, hey man, I will be very, very happy if your Fail Mary hits. However, my Fail Mary is chock full of tight ends. Ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So we're bringing a couple things together. We got Cooper Kupp over 38.5 yards, right? So, hey man, if he gets 4 receptions with the yak that he's been getting, then I like my 38.5. But also Barner and Arroyo each over 18.5 yards. Believe it or don't, this is just their lines. This is what Vegas says is their over-under. I didn't tweak it. It's just like those are their over-under odds. Okay. I think Darnold's going to have to throw the ball more often this game because I don't think we can run the ball. He distributes it well, or Kubiak sets it up to be distributed well. Cool. Arroyo, Barner, they go over. Kupp goes over. 12.44 for 3 kind of role players just to go over their yards. I think this has a shot. I really do.
It does have a shot because it's playing in the wheelhouse that we both seem to agree on this week. And that's just, getting guys open over the middle of the field and the guys who are likely to do that. With that said, is it Barner and Arroyo combined for over 18.5 or each?
No, they got to go get it each. They got to go.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And the interesting part is too, Vegas has their over unders exactly the same this week. They're both 18.5, which is interesting and kind of nice. Kind of nice projection for even the rookie to be like, they think he'll be at least involved for at least one or two catches, which delights me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And look, the boy Prince with us. Wilson, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it's awesome to at least have you in chat, my man. And we appreciate the super chat as well, the $1.99 super chat. That's awesome, man. I feel way better about my cup bet now with Wilson coming in and giving his nod of approval because he's been damn good at this bet and stuff. With that said, you mentioned cup and his yak. Let this be a lesson to every young player. You don't have to be athletic. You don't have to be fast anymore. You don't have to have, crazy moves or anything like that to rack up the yak. All you got to do is do a cup and just turn around and go upfield immediately. And all of a sudden, you've got 7 yards of yak. Just half of it just by your body length when you stretch out and get tackled. Like, this is something that's been a pet peeve of mine forever. I don't like giving this man credit just because of my dumb sports hate, but that's something he does well is he gets upfield in a hurry.
Yeah. And I've been calling it out. Typically on 3 and 3 out, I've been like, look, I am not, some people think that I'm being a little mean to Tyler Lockett, right? I'm not trying to piss on the grave of Lockett, who's not doing anything in Tennessee. I don't think
that's good because I won't let you.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think that's his fault. However, I like the fact that, Cup, I think, replaces Lockett's targets, and he just goes north and doesn't just go down with the football. Different players and all that jazz. I think Cup does more of the dirty work, and we benefit from that. So it was really cool. Hey, Wilson, if we knew Saturdays at 1:30, or I guess 10:30 your time, if I'm doing the math right, or whatever it is, 11:30. Would work for you, bud. Heck, we have a seat welcome for you. It's always warm for you here with Blue Friday.
Sounds like no big law school party last night, and he's actually not hungover and sleeping in. So like that, exactly. I'm not sure that's going to be the case every weekend, man.
Yeah, no, that's true fact. All right, so we were asked by Frost, who is of course very often our executive live producer, and he's part of the Discord. He said, "Hey man, could you guys put the graphic back together to show all the bets?" And I said, yes, we can. So there they all are right there. Bet 1, bet 2, bet 3, Fail Mary. If you're sitting in the chat or you want to comment later, what column do you like best? What's your favorite bet of the week? Drop that in as well. Adam, I'm wearing the crown quite a bit. Look, I know we miss the boy Prince a lot. We miss him a lot. But I got to tell you, in his absence, the crown's been on that head a lot more than it has been on your head, my man.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's 25% of the season, my man. Like, I mean, if you want to crown yourself,
you got 25%.
Go for it.
You got 25% of the win so far. So
that's exactly right. Exactly. I mean, this is clearly, 25% of the season. This is a lock for what's going to happen the rest of the year. I mean, right in Sam Darnold for MVP because clearly 25% of the season tells you everything you need to know about him. All that stuff. It's great. I love the confidence that's completely well placed and completely rational. It's good. It's good for you. I hope you're sleeping well. Yeah.
I sleep wonderfully. So another thing that's also wonderful out there is you mentioned it earlier. We had Seahawkers What If, our preview show, and we had the crossover pod with the Bush and the Cannon Fire podcast. So if it's if you're watching this live on Saturday, if you're catching this early tomorrow before the games, and you got a hankering to kind of get a unique preview show, well, we got 2 of them sitting there on YouTube. Go check those out. That's what the thumbnails look like. They are both excellent shows. And shout out to Mr. Phil, always doing a great job. Adam, take us home, buddy. What should people be doing if they're live with us, listening later? What do they need to do to raise the Hawkra and make sure they are getting right with us?
Absolutely. Let's get in the flock, people, because this is a great opportunity to raise the Hawkra for this team going into this week and maybe, just maybe, Clinton, secure 2 home game wins in a row.
Careful.
Like, bring the dominance back to Lumen Field. Like, we can do that with our fandoms and by going to the game and rooting and not selling our tickets to stupid Bucks fans and all of that stuff. But the number one thing we can do is we can get in the flock. We can raise the Hawkra. We can make it so that we are behind this team full-throated as we ought to be. And, I am completely worried about Wilson coming back in dominating picks. So
yeah,
yeah,
just gotta be a little careful with Wilson out there in the ether, man. So, but he's welcome back, but that doesn't mean I won't be shaking in my boots the moment he does come back, of course. So,
Right.
we had a great time here. We had a great week. We had lots of content that was out there all week long. It was a ton of fun. We got this beautiful matchup. It's going to be like 60 some odd degrees and sunny in the PNW. We've got
throwbacks.
the throwbacks. You got the 50th anniversary with all the studs and stars out there. You got Earl Thomas hanging out with John Schneider and Marshawn Lynch and everybody else last night, just having a blast. There's going to be very, very good energy. Let's keep raising that Hawker, Adam. Let's get this freaking W and let's celebrate some of these bets, my man. Let's do it.
Let's go. I cannot wait to be wearing the crown next week and watching you start to eat your 25% of the season worth. It's going to be great.
And I think with that,
There's only one thing left to say.
go Hawks.
Go Hawks.